Welcome to the LoveChologist Talk Show, hosted by LaTonya MeChelle, a show dedicated to exploring the intricate world of love, relationships, singlehood, and sex. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to dive deep into authentic conversations that will challenge your thoughts and stir your emotions. Join our host and her special guests as we navigate the complexities of human connection with honesty and humor. Ladies and gentlemen, LaTonya MeChelle.
Welcome to the LoveChologist Show. The LoveChologist Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, LaTonya MeChelle. Listen, y'all, y'all gonna have to work with me because I've been gone for a while and I'm just getting back. Listen, what happened was I had all these shows, Love and Happiness, City Singles, Dear Black Man, and all of that. And I told my team, not anymore. We're going to put it all together. And we're going to come up with one show. And guess what? People just have to be surprised every week because we're going to bring it all under one show. And we're going to name it under me, the LoveChologist. Y'all know me. I'm all about love. I'm all about relationships. And y'all know I'm all about good sex. Come on. We're going to talk about that too. Anyways, I'm super excited as I kick off this first season. Again, excuse the errors because I just be freestyling. And anyways, as we kick off the first season, my previous guests have been totally amazing. And it's so funny to see the reaction of the people that I'm reaching out to. They're like, you want to talk to me? Yeah, I want to talk to you. I mean, just like me inviting you over to my house and sitting down in a glass of wine and we just talking. Only thing different is we're going to do it in front of an audience. Sorry. You're cool. You're transparent. I trust you to be real and, we're going to do our thing. So today, I'm bringing to you guys one of my girls. We've connected instantly from when we first met or whatever. She's been in the magazine already. I'm sure she'll be in the magazine over and over again. That's what happens when we cool like that. And I like you and I like your energy. Hey, welcome, Miss Cookie. Hey, beautiful.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, love?
I am doing amazing. How are you, gorgeous?
I am well. You know what? I'm always ready for your energy. Always.
Somebody told me I didn't need coffee, but I'm like, I think I do.
Do you? Yeah, I don't know if I could deal with you if you got coffee because, alone every time I see you, you're like this.
I know. It's fun. It's fun to be this way.
I love it. Listen, I love it. So what did you think when I said, can you be a guest on my show?
Listen, I read the magazine from cover to cover. I was like, it is some nice people in here. I don't know if I'm meeting them or, but I'll come talk about whatever. But we always have such good conversations. So I'm like, we're just going to come and talk and hang out and kick it. And people probably going to think we a little quirky and I'm going to love every moment of it.
That's what we do. We match each other's energy and we just take it higher and higher and higher. They say iron sharpens iron. So listen, we doing something right. Can you hear me? So something's going on. Why? Can you hear me now? I cannot hear nothing you're saying. Look at your volume. No? You can't hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear nothing you're saying. You're totally silent. So you might have to get out and come back in or whatever. So I'm going to keep the conversation going because one of the things that I said that I was going to do this time around, I'm going to give y'all the real. I'm not going to fake the funk. I'm not going to sit here and try to do a bunch of editing and try to make it is what it is. This is how the show goes. I'm learning from being on the radio now. Listen, we got errors and we just keep it going, keep it moving or whatever. Take it as it is. Judgments can come all kinds of ways, but the show don't stop. You got to be ready and stay ready. So listen, when it comes, it comes. So I reached out to quite a few different people and stuff that, I was trying to bring you guys a different variety. And I came up with all these topics and I gave them a choice of, you get to pick 4 topics. out of my whole list, 4 topics, what would you like to talk about or whatever and stuff. So it's interesting seeing what they're bringing back and the topics that they are wanting to talk about. I wanted this show, I wanted every episode to be an experience. I didn't want people to come back and expect the same thing over and over. I wanted everybody to have a chance to be a VIP on my show. Like, whatever you bring, we're going to bring it. We're going to bring it, and I'm going to help you to bring it or whatever. And we're just going to have just straight conversations, being authentic and being true and making things happen. And just like that, she's back. Can you hear me?
I can absolutely hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah, we're good. Listen, I was just telling them that this time around, I'm not editing. I'm going, we're going all the way. We're going to show them what it looks like.
Raw and real. Let's go.
Let's be real. I'm going to be real as possible. So, yeah, you know what? I can talk to you about anything. We've had several conversations. We go deep for hours, go have drinks, and just, that is what it is. Yeah. But there's a topic that I really want to talk on, and I think that you're probably close to an expert to it. Body positivity.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, and the reason why I want to talk about that, and I should say body positivity and the confidence that goes with it. Mm-hmm. All right. So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk on this topic is because, again, this show is for authentic conversations and everything. And as people who know me, have been watching me, I've put on a whole bunch of weight since I've been here. I've put on a lot of weight. I'm not really doing much of anything different, my eating habits or anything and stuff. I'm dealing with some health stuff or whatever that I'm just riding out because I'm not speaking stuff into my life or whatever. But it has gotten me to a point almost kind of like a standstill with my weight. So you deal with this all the time because you own a gym.
I do. Yes.
And so you deal with people in all levels, all ages, all sizes. And I'm sure this is one of the main topics that you deal with on a normal basis.
It is. It absolutely is. And that's where a lot of it starts. I think even young, sometimes we are conditioned or coached to think that it's certain things wrong with us. And I really, really do not like when I see little kids and people are like, oh, they getting pudgy, or girl, you need to put them snacks down, which it may be absolutely true, but it's the way you present it to someone. I don't ever, one thing that if you come through the doors of Resilient Studios, I'm going to tell you, don't compare yourself to nobody else. I'm going to explain, we got mirrors all through this joint. But it's so that you can see you, because your journey is not my journey and vice versa. So It's some things, a lot of times we get in the mind of it's a number. I got to weigh 130. I got to weigh 125. And it shouldn't be that. It's the image, the body positivity. For me, right now on the scale, I'm heavier than I usually am. Right. But I'm happy in the right places where I like it to sit, and the stuff that don't supposed to jiggle when I walk ain't jiggling. So it's just kind of embracing that. And that is something that I pour into women. I tell them all the time, in the outside world, people looking at you, they're talking about what you're wearing, how you shape. Oh, they are. Look, her butt shaped like this. Her thighs got dents in them. And now we live in a society where it's nothing to go lay on the table. So it's kind of like everybody is paying for it to get it done. And then those that are not willing to, not able to, or don't want to pay for it, some of them are struggling with what my natural body looks like. But you got to be comfortable in yourself. Like we deep dive into our femininity in here and just self-love. Because if you ain't loving you, how the hell you expect somebody else to love you?
You gotta come through with that.
I'm probably going to cuss today.
Yeah, that's okay. Let it out. You know what? I need to bring a virtual jar. So every time y'all cuss, no, I'm just joking. Because I'll probably cuss more than anybody. Listen.
We did a swear jar at home one year. And baby, when I tell you I bought so many Christmas presents with the swear, it was overflowing.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yes, body positivity is a huge thing, and not just the positivity, body awareness.
Right.
Because sometimes, again, we hadn't been conditioned to do anything but tear ourselves down because we're trying to compare ourselves to the people on the TV and the other people we see outside. I had a client one time, she came in specifically for confidence coaching. And so I was like, okay, this is my first time doing this, but I feel like I pour confidence into every class that I do, so we can do this. But the second or third class she came to, her fiance brought her and dropped her off each time. And so he dropped her off and he told her like, oh, well, why you can't be shaped like her? Sir. So we had to have a whole sit down with him, because what you're not going to do, like this,
right.
This is what we're not going to do. Like, it's too many outside forces beating down people every day. We don't need it inside the circle, but you got to be confident in you.
And that's interesting. You talk about confidence, is because people think that that's something that you're born with. Some are, but most aren't. And some think that it's easy to get. I mean, even the women who are going to pay money and all of a sudden have these dope bodies, perfect bodies, they still don't have the confidence to go with it because they didn't put in the work, the inner work to make it go right and stuff. So it's just like, okay, you look good, you look different, you look totally different. Your whole look you look like a totally different person. And you expect us to accept that and just go with it like it's nothing. However, you're still acting as if you still weigh 800 pounds.
And I think, you said that confidence is something that some people are born with. I personally think everybody is born with confidence. And then your life trials, tribulations, traumas strip that confidence from you. And the reason why I say that, when you look at a baby, they come out daredevil and willing to try anything. Any of us that have kids know they jump off stuff. You tell them don't touch the stove, they touching the stove. Like, they're confident in the fact that I'm not gonna get hurt, I'm just gonna go do whatever. It's when they touch that stove and get burned that they like, ooh, I ain't gonna do that no more. And I think the same thing with us. A lot of times we're confident until somebody kind of side-eye us, or some girls over here get to talking and you think they're talking about you. So it's those experiences that sometimes strip that confidence that we naturally would have had. And then
I don't think that's confidence. I think that so many people lie to themselves and they present something as if they're a certain thing, because confidence ain't gonna give a dang. Say whatever you got, I'm still gonna walk, I'm still gonna strut. You know what I mean? Like, you're a confidence. You're one of those people that even if you may have a bad day or somebody hurts your feelings, it's not going to break you. The average person, if they walk out and I got it going on and I'm all of that or whatever, and somebody says something about them, they're done. They're done. And they're hiding and so that's not confidence. You tell people you're confident, but you are one of those individuals that, she confident. It is. LaTonya MeChelle, listen, I done gained so much weight. Girl, you think that's going to stop me? What?
Not fine.
Listen, I mean, woo, girl, I was looking at a picture the other day that we took at the radio station, and my arms look like this. Like, I'm like, oh, well, I still look cute. No, like, it was just like, I'm still LaTonya MeChelle, but but still, I still got work to do. But I'm still like, I'm LaTonya MeChelle first. Body, I ain't tripping off the body. I work too much on my intelligence and being a good person to let the body stop me. However, I do know that I need to work on the body. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I say, and that's what I like. Anybody that comes in here, I ask them about their goals and then what they want. I don't care if you weigh 2,000 pounds and walk through the door. I'm like, oh, girl, you need to lose some weight. What are your goals? What do you want to work on? And then how are you feeling about it? Because at the end of the day, even if you gain weight, sometimes that weight look good on you. You like, I don't want to go back to that little because it's looking good on you right here. So it's just that space that you feel good in. And I was the same thing. Actually, the first go round when I lost weight, I saw a picture of me that we had taken at Calvin Richardson came to town, and we was at the show, and I was like, "Why are my arms the same size as my thighs? That is not okay."
Like
so
a
we
turkey
gotta do
leg.
something about this. But yes. But again, that's within you. What you feeling? Where you want to change? If you want to change, and if you want to come and just hang out, because I have ladies that come in and say they come to socialize. They don't really come to work out. That's all right too. Come on in here and hang out with us.
Where do you think your heart came from? Your heart, your confidence in your heart to accept people, because where you work at and what you do, you got to be accepting of any and all, because anything could walk through your door, and you're gonna have to champion them no matter what.
Yes. I think that it came from just my upbringing. My mama is like a really loving person. I tell her all the time. I know she gonna watch this, but whatever. I be like, girl, you taking all the strays. Like everybody has lived with my mama. Mama gonna take care of people. Mama gonna feed people. She gonna give to people. Is what she does. Even sometimes to where it make me mad. Like, girl, you doing it to the detriment of yourself at this point. Right. But my mom is a very giving, loving person. And so that's the way I was raised. My mom worked a lot when I was younger. And so she be going to work. But in the evening time, and I'm my only child, y'all. So in the evening time, I'm getting all the attention. I ain't having to share it with nobody. And then my dad, Lord, my dad is the exact opposite of my mom. My daddy is a firecracker. Like, my daddy is a mess. A whole entire mess. So it just was kind of a mix of those two things. So the feistiness, that part of me that I have in it, that go get it, that's my daddy through and through. And my mama is consistent. She's loving. She's caring. She's kind. She gonna pour into people. And I just got a good mix of both of them. And then just life experiences. I mean, being around people, I'm naturally a fixer and a healer, which sometimes pour over into relationships, and that's a whole different topic. But that's just who I am, and that makes me happy and makes me feel good to help somebody else.
You know what? And that's really weird, especially by you being the only child. Normally, only children are spoiled rotten, and they don't even want to deal with people because they're just used to being on their own and stuff. But yet, and still, you're open, and that's pretty cool.
Yes, and we've had the conversation about being an extroverted introvert. Like, I do, at the core of me, a lot of times just want to be at the house with my little people, my immediate people. Right. But I love people too. So I love to talk to people and interact with people. And then at the end of the day, let me go into my little shell and recharge my batteries.
Right. Because you got it. Ooh, Lord, if you don't recharge the batteries, what?
Yes.
Wow.
But the opposite side of that is that sometimes, because like yesterday, you said something just a little bit ago about sometimes having like bad days or down days or whatever, but energy still being the same. I actually text all my ladies last night because yesterday was a hell of a day for me. Like, I was on 0 when I came through the door, and then they came in and it was like up 5%, 10%. I'm at 25, and like within 15 minutes of class, I'm bubbling over and everything is great. I'm here 3 hours. In those 3 hours, nothing was wrong. So it's important. Like they pour into me, even though I'm pouring back into people. So it's always a good feeling.
That's important. That's important. So now I'm gonna throw something at you.
Yes.
So you know how to encourage women no matter what they weigh, no matter what they're going through. Single or taken?
I am single.
You're single.
I am.
So how does that apply to men? What happens when a bigger, I don't know what the proper word is, a bigger guy comes to you that's not necessarily in the best shape or whatever, but he's a good guy. He has something to offer you. Can you overlook that? I mean, does body positivity works with the opposite sex when it comes to dating?
I think that it absolutely could. And I'm just going to be candid and speak on me.
Please be candid and tell the truth.
Of you willing to get in shape, and mind you, I do not have to have a muscle head. Like, you ain't got to be walking around here Larry that lobstering. Right. But I want you to be in a place of healthy. If we want to go to Disney and go walk, I want you to be able to walk.
The whole day, all day long.
Yes. I want you to be able to keep up with me in all aspects, in all
no
realms,
wheelchair.
okay? Yes. So
no, what is it? No, what's the other cars called? Whatever. Got you. We get it.
I say, but I just feel like I think if they're willing to work on it, then there's something we can work on. If again, just absolutely candid, I like a stout guy. Like I don't necessarily like really, really huge big guys.
Or guys that look like they pregnant on their stomach.
Yeah, and the boobs and stuff, I don't love it. But like if you're a great person and then you willing to work through that, maybe that's something we can work on. I don't feel like it's no different than if you're a great person and you got some kind of bad habit or I don't want to say addiction, because like if you're addicted to some things, I'm just like, nah, we're not gonna do this. But all of us have little quirks and little things that we can change and work on. So if you're willing to work on it, cool. But I'm a big physical attraction person. I do have to be physically attracted to you in order for me to date you. And that just is what it is. And then I have to be mentally stimulated by you. I have to feel some sort of emotional connection, because I think we live in a place where everybody's just trying to jump out here and hunch. And I'm like, that ain't no hunch going on over here. I'm sorry.
Right. Microwave.
Yeah.
You know, people are in relationships that don't even know each other because of the sex is good, you know, and the relationship.
I don't think they in relationships. I think they in a situationship. If we don't know each other, we ain't established what we doing. We ain't in a relationship. We just out here having sex.
But there's people that like, listen, I see you, see me. Oh my gosh, we're attracted to each other. We're together all the time. We got a routine and we're having sex every single night. You going to work, I'm going to work. We're coming back. We're having sex every single night. And it's 9 months later. We're still doing that. You know, I'm not seeing nobody else. You're not seeing nobody else. And it's 2 years later, whatever. And problems hit. It's like, wait a minute. I didn't know you was like this. Or I didn't know. But y'all been together for 2 years. Having some good sex.
Having sex.
You know? Having good sex. And it's just like, not either one of you guys was so attached to the sex that y'all thought it was love. And you thought it was a relationship that you don't even realize that y'all don't even know each other.
Yes. And that's a big thing that has been a major turn off for me, just on trying to be on a dating scene. People don't try to get to know you.
They don't.
And so then they ready to take you home. And I'm like, I ain't going to your home and you damn sure ain't coming to mine. But like a lot of times you don't know nothing about me. You don't know what I like to do for fun. You don't know what things are a definite no for me. You don't know if I have siblings or not. Like you don't know the basic things about me. If I asked you what I did for a living, you probably couldn't tell me.
They don't know your last name.
You ready to move to this next step? And I'm like, yeah, no. And I think COVID showed a lot of people if I like this person or if I don't, when they was locked down with these people together.
Right.
And so you had to learn about people, being with them for them extended amounts of time. So, but then too, that tie back into body positivity, because if I ain't feeling good about my body, I probably ain't gonna want to show it to you. And be over here having sex. We got to turn out all the lights in here and make it dark. But I want to get you to a good place to where you turn on the light. I don't have sex in the dark.
And I want you to walk in my house and I'm butt naked. So you can like, listen, it is what it is. I mean, and that don't even mean we got to go straight to the sex, but understand that I'm very comfortable with myself. And I don't like clothes. So if I'm inviting you in my house, I'm not putting on my clothes if I trust you and I like you. That's just what
Yes. And that's a part of intimacy too, though. Just being able to be in space with one another, and it's not sex, but we just enjoying each other. We vibing with each other. We're making one another feel good in ways that are not sexual. Baby, that's a lesson in itself.
You know, this reminds me of something like years ago, I had met this guy and he was way younger than me or whatever. So I was carrying him like, oh, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna find you somebody young because you're a good guy or whatever. And so I had invited him to my house because he was really, really a great guy. So I go in the bathroom, he comes and I come back out and he's butt naked. Butt ass naked. And I'm like, I mean, nice body, all of that worked out and
swinging. Yes.
And then he turns around and he was like, I just wanted you to see. I was like, well, what am I supposed to see? Because nobody had ever done that. You know, that's some stuff that I would do. But, you know, and he was like, because I wanted you to understand, don't let the age mistake. I'm a grown ass man or whatever. He said, you see me? You got a vision in your head? Then he put his clothes back on. We didn't have sex for months after that. Months. He just wanted his respect. He was like,
and you got the picture?
And I got the picture, and it was just like, okay, best friend, you know. Yes. But yeah, it was, and I know that sounds crazy, but that taught me a lot. Like, you know, sometimes you got to take people out of their way of thinking or whatever, and not that his body, or what. It's not that I was tripping off of his body. I respected him more that he was like, listen, I'm not a little boy, you know. And he lived up to that. So it was interesting or whatever. Back to you dating. So if a man comes to you and he's got a weight problem, an obvious weight problem or whatever, great guy, great energy or whatever, he look all right, but y'all clicking, like your energy's good, his energy's good or whatever, and y'all dancing, you like to dance. Y'all dancing and everything. He's very respectful or whatever. Not even trying to, you know, he makes you feel comfortable or whatever. And you see him a couple times. Or whatever. And he finally asks you out. But he is not, his body is not doing nothing for not one thing. Not one thing. But everything else is good. Everything else is good or whatever. Are you gonna go out on a date?
I would go out on a date, but then I'm gonna find a way to be like, hey, this is what we got to do. Like, in the meantime, we got to be working on that. And it's not just a heavy thing, because I really don't like little string bean guys either, that I feel like I'm gonna break their neck.
No. This guy, he ain't working with nothing. He gonna have to have a whole program, a whole program. Like,
and if he's willing to get with that program, I'm good with it. Not only for me, because I want to be attracted to my guy, and my guy gonna have to understand it, because I want to look at you and be like, my man, and you better not look at him like I like fine men. It just is. I want my man to be fine.
Right.
But again, not only for me, but for long term. Like, I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a long time. I don't want us to be having to run back and forth to the doctor and take a lot of medicines and all this other stuff. I want us to be able to go ride a bike. If I want to ride 15 miles today, let's go. I want you to be able to keep up with me. And then we get to talking in the sex realm. If you're too little, I don't want to hurt you having sex. And if you're too big, I don't want you to slip and fall on me, because I'm going to be out of commission. So I want us to be able to be compatible. I don't want to be picking up and lifting up stuff to find what we need. Like, and that's for both of us. Because my girls, they're going to laugh when they watch this. But I have told them, I was like, you know, when I figured out that I had gained some weight, I was having sex and my stomach tacoed. And it was over.
What does taco mean?
My bottom stomach folded onto my top stomach, and I looked down, and it looked like lips looking at me. I said, no.
Oh, yeah. Time to change.
The end. Ain't nobody getting nowhere with this tonight. And that was the day that it's like, things got to change. So that's even for me. I have to be in that space so I can feel good when I'm doing what I do.
Right. So would you just come out and tell him that you have a problem with his weights?
I would tell him that I feel like it's something we can work on. And I would want to partner with him. Let's do this together. Let's go to the gym. Let's go do this thing. But I think it is worth a conversation. I feel like we live in a time where we always gift wrapping stuff and say what it is so that people not guessing about what you're saying. But I don't think you have to be rude with it. Because I've met a lot of people that they're like, they're just blunt. No, you're rude. You don't have to be rude. It's a guy that I know that has told one of our mutual friends, it was cold outside. This was during the Christmas parade. And he told her, she was like, it's cold. And he said, you're fat, so you can't be cold. And I'm like, that shit is rude. And so that's like, oh, he's just blunt. That is not blunt.
That's
that
not
is rude.
Blunt. That's rude, right?
Yes. So stuff like, I would never be like, oh, you fat, or oh, you too skinny, so we need to go get your weight up and get your muscles up. But I want to know, same thing with my clients. What's your goal? What you want to do? What you want to look like? What you want to feel like? Okay, let's work on this. Let's do this together.
So could you take it if a guy came and told you that you needed to lose some weight?
I would. Like, and especially if we're in a relationship, I want you to be able to call me on the good, bad, and ugly. Just like you can compliment me if I did something good. If something is out of line, tell me. Because I'd rather hear it from somebody I love than hearing it from an outsider. So tell me what it is, and then let's go work on it together. Right.
I got a Fitbit for Valentine's Day, so watch.
You feel like that was a clue? Do you feel like that was
what? I asked for it. Listen, I asked for it or whatever and stuff. So it was just like, because it's a partnership thing. You know what I mean? It's if you cannot be with someone and be vulnerable and be authentic and transparent, what is the point of being with them? Yes. You know what I mean? And it is so crazy to hear so many people who, I'm not going to talk about that, or I can't even take my clothes off in front of my man, or I don't even, or men saying it too. And I'm just like, why are y'all together? Like, yes, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you want to be with somebody, you got to be able to be who you are.
Completely down to the core.
Completely.
Because, baby, you're going to know me through and through. I've been in long-term relationships. So in those relationships, they have seen me lose weight, gain weight. Like, they've seen me all over the place. And nobody has ever hurt my feelings in nothing that they've said. If I have gained, and it's been like, it ain't even been you need to get in the gym. It's been just little conversations, and then like, let's go work out today. And I'm like, oh shit, I caught the clue, but let's go. Like, let's go do it. It's vacation time. We want to get in the gym hard. Let's go. So just encouraging, motivating. I will say this as a disclaimer. I tend to get in fixer-up-it situations. So I don't know at this go round, when you were saying if he came to me with a whole issue, if I would just come into it with the mindset of, oh yes, we can fix this. Like, I ain't gonna leave you high and dry because it's not in my heart, but I don't.
You better put it in your heart. You might need to put it in your heart. So we're going to the same topic. Like, we're going on the same, because I was about to throw a scenario. Because, that's a part of this show. I want people to be able to talk, but I also want people just to, to think about things, because a lot of us women are or have been fixer-uppers or whatever. So we're trying to solve an issue that's not even meant to be solved.
Yep.
Or whatever and stuff. And so I dated a guy, and he was big. He was big. And I was really into him. I really liked his personality, and I could see past the weight or whatever. And you honestly, it's different when they have the weight, they have weight problems, they suck at sex and all of that stuff. But some people that's overweight may not suck as anyway. So I like this guy, like, and I probably liked him before he liked me, but I never said anything or whatever. And we would spend time with each other, and we would do things together or whatever. But he kept saying, I can't believe you're into me. I can't believe you're into me. And we couldn't work out because that was such a big thing to him. He couldn't understand why I liked him, that it almost became abusive. Like, do we have to talk about this every time? And why do you think so low of yourself to think that somebody, I mean, not just me, that can't be into you or whatever. So there's a lot of things that come with dating someone, and I'm not just talking about weights, somebody's weight, but there's a lot that comes with people who has not taken the time to tap into themselves.
And I have dated a guy that would tell me that a lot. Now, mind you, physically, he was everything to me. I was like, damn, he fine. If I'm I slid into the DMs is how we started talking. Because I seen a picture and I was like, oh, yes. And so I sent him a message and we started talking from there. But physically, amazing, like great. Sexually, we was good. Like we had no problems there. Financially, he was on track. He was checking all the check marks, but he didn't have a lot of confidence. And so he said that to me a lot of times, like, why you even like me? You know, why you even date me? And I'm thinking, I don't got all my crap together. Like I be over here freestyling half the time. But just with, you know, looking at who I am or whatever else, he felt like I shouldn't like a guy like him. I like the way you treat me. I like the way we are compatible. I like the time we spend together. I like those things. But then now he didn't do it forever to the point that it got abusive. Like it was that way in the beginning, and then he shifted and found himself and found too much confidence to where I'm like, slow down.
Realize, oh, you with me? You ain't going nowhere? Oh, I got this. I think I
pumped his head a little bit too big. I should have popped it with a pin.
But I can respect that part more than I respect, because we have to, and I won't just say women because men do it too, but we have got to stop trying to raise grown people.
Yes.
I mean, and men do it. Men spoil women and they start treating them like crap, and they don't know why, because you spoiled them and you didn't hold nobody accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You just started doing this. You became so predictable. Of course she was going to take advantage of you. You don't know nothing about her. You know, you're doing so much to keep her and everything. And then we are, I'll look past it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look past it. He'll get better. You know, and he's got so much potential.
We fall in love with potential too often. You gotta fall in love with reality. It can't be that potential.
What? 10 years later, you still working on that potential? Like nothing changed. That was you. That wasn't him. That was you.
And then at the same time, I have been on a podcast where we got in a full-blown debate about this. And this is my personal opinion. Cookie is putting a stamp on it because she said it, she meant it, and she's standing up on it. I feel like we spend a lot of times molding people for them to be good for somebody else. Because then they find themselves, and you done did all this stuff and poured into them and working on getting them together, getting all this stuff together. And then they're like, all right. And they on to the next one. And so you just said like 10 years later, people a date for 10, 12, 15 years. Y'all ain't never got married. You done did all this stuff, poured into them, did all this stuff together. And then breakups 3-6 months later, they married to the next one. But you did all the work. So stop laying that foundation in a place that's not going to be that permanent place for you.
Set those boundaries, and not just for them, but for yourself too. For real. Like, and so many women, we're going to put all these women in the same room, and everybody's going to have the same story. I'm always the one before he ties the knot. That's normally the story, because that's just how women are, or whatever. And we got to stop being like that. We got to stop trying to mold. We need to stop going in the mall and walking in Build-A-Bear and think that we can build a man. We can't.
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. A man know what he want. You know, oh no, he just hasn't said that, but this is how it really is. No, he said, listen, you ask a man a question and just be quiet. He might not answer you then, but he's eventually going to answer you if you just pay attention. But sometimes we be so busy running our mouths, we don't even hear or see. Because seeing is just as powerful as hearing.
Yes. Because nonverbal clues, and when y'all into it, what he acting like, what he doing, what he saying, those things are just as important as when he hit you with a baby, I love you. Same thing with a man when a woman is telling you because you just took on a shopping spree, a trip, or whatever else, and she tells you all the nice things. Listen during the rocky times. The rocky times. I was just telling another one of my guests. I'm one of those people. Let's put everything on the table in the beginning. If we need to argue, beef it out, let's get it straight or whatever, because we handle all that, then we could go into the honeymoon stage, and that could be our norm. Because we know how to deal with each other. We not faking the fun. We done tuck our mask off and put it on the table. This is me. Yep. Good.
the weight, whatever, my issues, with any issues, put them on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you know. Why? Oh no, I don't know them enough or whatever. Whatever. I'm not waiting no 6 months. I'm not. We're just getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we start having, no, let's put it on the table now.
Yes.
What's your baggage look like? You know, am I willing to deal? No, I ain't willing to deal with that. So let me go. You know, so
and then a lot of times people not willing though to put that baggage out. And so I don't like when I meet people and I'll ask, like, you know, tell me about relationship history. And it's not just in dating, but just talking to even my friends. Well, you know, the men are always doing this and they doing this and they doing that. But what you doing, sis? Because evidently it's something going on within you. And that's something that people got to self-explore. Sometimes we got to take time to sit down and look and talk to us. We don't like ourselves sometimes, but you got to talk to us and figure out what it is that you could be doing differently to come with to end up with a more productive outcome.
And most of the time it is us.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it is us. That's interesting. So because you're one of my singles on here, you know, there's other people that was coming on and they were supposed to be single and they're not single anymore. And I was saying, I'm super excited because these are people that I've worked with or I talk to all the time, you know, and that has been single for so long and now they're not single. And I'm like, oh, it's in the water. It's in the water. I'm talking because people listening and
love on the horizon.
Just a basic relationships, like they're in real relationships and stuff. So I'm loving it. So, but since you are one of my singles and there's people that's going to be watching from all over and everything, do you know what type of man that you want?
I know my yeses and nos. There are some gray areas that I'm like, okay, maybe. But I know that, so this is one of my flaws, one of my qualms. I have a strong personality. If y'all ain't guessed it by listening to me on here yet, I got a strong personality. But that's something that in growth, I have learned to have a little control over, because used to be this mouth, oh, I'm gonna tell you everything and I don't care what you feel about it, I'm gonna tell you. But that's one of the things that I have grown in. But for my man, I need you to be a leader. I don't want to take all the responsibility all the time. Now granted, if you something going on and you need me to step in here, I got it, because I got your back, your front, your whatever needs to be had for us to be successful. It is what it is. But I want you to be in a place to where if I'm not around, you can make decisions about something. Like, I don't need you to need me to come home because the cable man here and he want to know we're putting the modem over here. I want you to be able to do some things on your own. I do like a man that work with his hands. I break a lot of stuff on a regular basis. I don't know why, but I break stuff all the time. So I need you to be able to fix some stuff. I don't want you to be scared to go outside and cut the yard. I really do like country men. I can't lie.
You want a manly man.
I do. I like rough and gruff, like love it. If they real dainty, sometimes my personality get too big in them situations. And we've had a conversation that I dated a sassy man and that went for me. And for the record, since we are in front of other people, I don't mean sassy like he was in touch with his feelings. I am absolutely okay with a man telling me how he feel. A man can cry with me. One of the sexiest things I've experienced was a man had a whole meltdown because he thought I was leaving. And I was like, if you don't care about me enough to bawl your eyes out, I'm okay with it. But this man wanted me to open doors for him and then told me that somebody might have attacked him because I didn't stay outside with him. I don't want a man like that. So, let's see. I think I want my man to have some kids already because, y'all, my kids is old. And I don't know if
you ain't trying to have no more.
I don't know. Like, I would really have to love you. And we have to be in this for the real super long haul. For me to start talking about having kids, I want you to be financially stable. I ain't even pretend on that.
Ain't no choice. Speak it.
Because I can't float the whole boat. Like,
you can't take care of a grown man.
Yes, but I want you to do that. And I want you to be healthy and healed mentally, emotionally, and in a good space. I don't want to have to come in and be like, oh, you had mama issues. Well, you 40. We ain't worked on them yet. I want us to be able to do that. I want you to be able to talk, because I talk a lot. So I want you to be able to express those things to me and then be family oriented because I love my family and we're going to see my family and I want to go kick it with your family and I want our families to get together and I want to be physically attracted to you. I like a beard too. I guess if you don't have a beard, I can do it.
You like a bald head?
I could deal with a bald head.
You like
I'm not particular about hair. Like I like locks, I like waves, I like a little not an afro, but you know they have a little hair where they sponge it. I ain't particular on hair.
Okay. One last question. Now, if you're with him and you guys go to have sex and he sucks at sex, absolutely sucks at sex, is he a keeper? You're trying to fix it, help him, or what?
I'll try to help you for a few times. Now, if you ain't taking my lessons, we can't do this for the rest of life. But I feel like everybody had to learn sex somewhere at some point. And maybe you
figure it out by the third time. They don't know what the hell they doing.
And
I
maybe
give them the first time, I give them the second time. But by the third time, if they ain't felt your flow and y'all, they don't know what the hell they doing. Okay.
I'm going to talk to them, though. I'm going to tell them what I do. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you disregard what I say completely and just keep doing what you want to do, that's a whole issue. But if you're willing to listen and willing to change some things, then okay, cool. But again, even when we think of sex, how many times have we conditioned somebody for sex and taught them new little magical tricks that now you don't want to use on somebody else?
That's why if they don't have it by the third time, you go over there and I'm gonna go over here. Because you know what? I'm just and I'm older too. And at this point in my life, I'm tired of teaching. I done already got my degree in life. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I don't have issues and all of that stuff. But I done worked on some things or whatever, and I've got promoted. No longer in kindergarten, right? You know, I'm out of high school, okay? So I'm not trying to just have someone come in my life or whatever who hasn't graduated. You know what I mean? Like in life, I don't care. You don't have to have a degree in education, but in life, I'm gonna need. By the time you get to me, I'm gonna need you to have
learn those basic things.
Listen, we got too much. We're too old. We got too much stuff going on for me to try to teach you how to sex me properly, treat me properly, act like it's too much.
I need you coming in knowing how to treat me as a woman. Now, learning my little things that are here and there, that's okay. And like I said, I'm on the fence about sex. If we got some tools we working with, I'll try to teach you for a little bit, a little while.
I mean, that's good to each his own. I promise you, I'm not knocking you.
LaTonya MeChelle's like, nah, you better come in here and break my back in right now. Like,
because listen, that's a deal breaker. What?
I got you.
And it's so crazy. We're gonna have to have you come back and talk about sex because there's so many men who swear they're doing something and they're not doing a damn thing. And it's like, no, thank you. You know, I don't even want to hurt your feelings. I don't even want to talk to you about it because you.
But that's the problem,
huh?
Ain't nobody talk to them about it.
Yeah,
that's why they think they doing something.
And their head is this big.
We as women fake orgasms and fake
all the time. And you know, and some men, you just let them keep going, pass them on to the next one because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you just thought just happened, but it didn't happen. I promise you. You could have kept that. I'm just saying.
Slide them, they $40 and leave them.
Listen, I told you we was going to be transparent on this show and we was going to bring it or whatever and stuff. I can only imagine what people are going to say and I don't really care or whatever and stuff. So, wow. First of all, before you go, tell them about your gym and anything about you that you want them to know.
Yes. So I am at the gym. I go by Coach Cookie. I put the coach in front of it. And so I own Resilient Studios. We are downtown Texarkana, but since LaTonya MeChelle broadcasts everywhere, all around the world, don't worry, I got virtual options too. So you can still see me there virtually. We do a lot of dance fitness because I love to move. It's a great way to exercise, a great way to work out. And we also have strength and cardio training, and then pole fitness. I would turn y'all around so y'all can see the poles. I'm in the pole room. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we got pole fitness going on. So that's a whole different thing. Ladies, if you want to spice it up a little bit and get a little something different, you better come learn you something. But it's a safe environment. I do train ladies only. I'm sorry, men, but you can see your woman over here to come learn something. But we train the ladies, build the ladies, pour into the ladies, and it's a safe space. That's what we do. We got riding classes coming up, so I'm teaching everything y'all need to know. Sex ed coming up. We got heels class. So we do the things that cater to the ladies to keep them sexy.
What's sex ed?
We're going to be talking about orgasms. We'll be talking about proper ways to masturbate. Everybody got these roses that they done bought and really
don't know how to use
the way they intended to be used. So we're going to talk about how to use those. A lot of ladies are not comfortable. I've met women that's like, I've never masturbated. Like, ugh, no, that's nasty. Well, shit, if you don't know how to please yourself, how you expect somebody else?
How you gonna please a man? And how you gonna expect a man to please you?
Yes. So talking through that and just like correct names for body parts, because somewhere that got lost in translation and we don't know what our body parts are called. So literally the basics and how to get pleasure.
You know what? That's so important. That's how I get some of my clients, because they come in as couples and I have to untrain the way that they think, because women are prisoners to some of their men, because the men have taught them they have to be a certain way. And the men are trying to figure out, how come she doesn't start stuff? How come, she's a prude and everything. In reality, she's not a prude. She's just a prude with you.
Yeah.
So we need to open up that cage and let her walk out so you can really get freaks the way that you want it on a constant basis and stuff. So I enjoy that. That's one of the parts of my business that I enjoy, because people trust me. So those classes that you're having are so needed.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I love it.
And I say again, a safe space, because a lot of people don't want to be seen talking about sex, like whatever.
Right.
But it's a safe and closed space, so you're good to do it.
It's funny when you came on the radio station. For those who don't know, I'm also a radio personality down here at KTOY 104.7, and Cookie was a guest a couple weeks ago or whatever, and we talked about the pole dancing. Do you know that people are still talking about that? You had the pastors was like, LaTonya MeChelle got y'all in there. I was like, no, that's Cookie. I was just co-signing. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need y'all to go rent the gym out.
Yeah.
And she could do a private lessons, but you're going to rent the whole gym. Come on. So girl, I still be promoting you.
Loved it. Yeah, that's why I love you. Yes.
Listen, I love you too. So thank you so much. Social media. How can they follow you on social media?
You can follow me at Resilience Studios on all social media. RESILIENCE Studios. You'll usually see a Coach Cookie attached to it somewhere. If it's somebody jumping around, screaming and spinning on a pole, probably me. So you can find me TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and they can call me. My number is 903-402-5225. So you can always hit me up or go to the website, resiliencestudios.org.
And you do have virtual classes for people in different locations that's not here in Texarkana.
Yes, I do. Absolutely. And then we can do virtual one-on-one. So like I have some ladies that do one-on-one pole fitness virtual because they don't live here. So they order a pole from me. I ship the pole to them and then they get on and train during their pole time. So everything can go virtual.
I love it. I love the fact that people have poles in their house. Like,
yes,
that's pretty
you
dope.
got to. If your house ain't got no pole, you boring.
My son used to have one in his house, and I wasn't comfortable with that one. But it's like,
how you think he got here?
Yeah. So anyway, but thank you so much. I love you. Yes. I love you, and I will talk to you and see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, y'all.
See you later. And there you have it. Another episode of the LoveChologist Talk Show. Listen, y'all, I told y'all I was going to bring you guys something different. each episode, each guest is totally different. We could be talking about any and everything, but the show is all about making them the VIP and giving them the room to speak and talk on the topics that they want to talk about and that they know something about. All of our stories is different, how we move, how we operate, how we think, and it's okay, especially if you understand who you are and you understand your own uniqueness and you operate in your true self. Don't let people tell you how to think and how to move, but this show will help you. And some of y'all are looking for help. Some of you guys are like, just need confirmation or whatever. Hopefully when you watch this show, you'll be like, yeah, I like this. Don't forget, share, tell a friend. And if you would like to be a guest, email my team at info@LaTonyaMeChelle.com. And you can find everything that I'm up to at LaTonyaMeChelle.com. You guys take care. As always, it's your girl, LaTonya MeChelle. Love, peace, and kisses. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for joining us today on the LoveChologist Talk Show. We hope you enjoyed our candid discussions and insightful conversations. If you have thoughts to share or a story to tell, don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@LaTonyaMeChelle.com. That's LaTonyaMeChelle.com for a chance to be featured as a guest on our show. For more episodes and exciting content, be sure to visit our website at LaTonyaMeChelle.com. Until next time, remember to love boldly, live authentically, and stay tuned for more enlightening discussions on love and relationships. Until our next installment, love, peace, and kisses.